Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about how to install Baldur's Gate 3 on Linux on Debian distribution via lutris and wine. And before we proceed to the process itself, I'd like to talk about some basic things that need to be clarified so that we're on the same, so that you understand me better. The first thing is lutris, what lutris is for, and basically the lutris is a game manager that will manage our game. So it's basically, instead of running 3-line long commands, we will just type the play button, or basically click on the play button and the game will run. It simplifies the job. It combines all of the other components to a game, script manager, mod manager, etc. It will just combine all the things into one thing. The second thing is the wine. Now, wine is basically translating the Windows commands to Linux commands. Now, the reason we need this is because we are installing a .exe type game. So basically a game that is for Windows, and for Linux to be able to run this game, it has to know what the game actually tells the computer to do. Now, wine translates the language that is for Windows to the language that is used for Linux on the fly. This is the reason we'll be using it. This is the reason it is used, and it's extremely efficient, and that's why you can actually run Windows games on Linux. This is the thing that does it. The third thing is the wine prefix. Now, the wine prefix is a folder where wine will be doing its job, where wine will be actually running our application, our game. So for example, if I were to install a game in my home directory in the Baldur's Gate 3 folder, then the wine prefix would be relative path, right? Relative to my home directory bg3. So this is the wine prefix. If I were to install the game, for example, in the games folder, then the wine prefix would be games. I'm obviously in my home directory. I'm talking about home directory in each case. So in this tutorial, guys, we will create a games folder in which we will create a Baldur's Gate 3 wine prefix with the mod manager prefix or wine prefix. The reason for it is because before installing mod manager, we will have to install Baldur's Gate 3 itself, right, to manage mods. Now, we could in theory install mod manager inside of this wine prefix. It would work, but if you mess up the installation of the mod manager inside of this wine prefix, instead of bg3 wine prefix, you will have to delete all of the wine prefix, all of this folder, which is the installation of Baldur's Gate 3, and then reinstall Baldur's Gate 3 again, and then try to install mod manager again, which can take a lot of time, especially on slower computers. Therefore, we will be installing Baldur's Gate 3 and then separately mod manager, and then over here in this wine prefix we will manage how Baldur's Gate 3 manages the mods, right? Because mod manager is the thing that manages the mods for Baldur's Gate 3. Now, if you mess up in this case, where we have two wine prefixes, we will just delete this wine prefix installed and start again with the Baldur's Gate 3 already installed and in place. So now that we've covered the basic things, we will proceed to the process itself. In this part of the tutorial, we'll be installing Baldur's Gate 3 itself. So first of all, we will have to install lutris and wine. I'm using Debian distribution. This command is distribution dependent, so look or use depending on which distribution you have. I'm using Ubuntu, so I will have sudo apt install lutris and wine. I'm going to type yes to continue, and now to see if those are installed, we just type wine version and lutris version. As you can see, both of these applications are now installed, so we can enter lutris click on Add Game, click on Add Locally Installed Game, and choose the name of the game that will be displayed over here. So in our managing section, I'm going to type just BG3 for simplicity. We're going to select a Wine Runner since we're using Wine. In the game options, the executable, we're going to leave it be because there's no executable yet. The game has to be installed, right? First inside of the wine prefix. Now, therefore, we do have to specify the wine prefix. As you can see, right now there's no games folder, so I'm just going to create a games folder. Then I'm going to create a BG3 folder, and then type OK. So I'm currently in that BG3 folder in games in my home directory, and this is the wine prefix. This is where wine will be running our game. Yeah, so working directory will be automatically set to this one. So then let's go to, there's no changes right now for runner options or system options, so just save. Then we click on BG3, click run exe inside wine prefix, and then we go to downloads and select the .exe file, .exe file where the game is for installing the game. So as you can see, I've selected the file, and now the setup has begun. I'm going to choose English, yes, and install. Now this process may take about at least 10 minutes, can take about 20 to 25 minutes depending on the power of your computer. I will skip the part until it's finished. Now, as you can see, guys, the setup has been successful. If you encounter any error, the error is probably in the setup folder up to this point. So basically this should be the problem. You should look there. In my case, there hasn't been any errors, so yeah, Baldur's Gate setup successfully. Now we're gonna close the setup, not launch it. Just exit. Then go over here, and if you were now to press the play button, as you can see, this game has not executable set. The install process didn't finish properly. Now this is because we didn't specify the executable in the first place. So now we go over here, go configure, and go to game options, and here in the executable we are going to choose the path to the executable. So in my case, this is the games folder where the Baldur's Gate 3, where we created that wine prefix for BG3, then the wine prefix, and then drive C. So this is where the operating system for wine is installed. Then GOG games, since my game version is GOG, and then Baldur's Gate 3. I'm entering bin, and then BG3X is the preferred version since it uses Vulkan, and Vulkan is more compatible with Linux than the other version. So I'm going to select OK, save. Again, I can show you. So this is the path. Baldur's Gate 3 bin X, and let's try play. Okay, so this is the game. Before we exit the game, we need to, before installing Mod Manager, we need to enter the game at least once after installation, because the folders that will be needed later will be created by the game during the first login, or during the first time we enter the game. So it's loading, we're gonna accept. We're gonna continue, accept, and now what I would recommend now, since we're going to install Mod Manager, to make it slightly easier, I will explain the reason later. Right now we should download at least one simple mode, like one mod that is over here, let's say ImpUI improved. We're gonna download it. So as you can see in the install, there's this mod downloaded, and yeah, so the game is basically running. You're gonna start different mods, etc. So this is it for the first part. In the next part, we're going to be installing the Mod Manager. So in this part, we will be installing Mod Manager. So in the previous part, we've installed Baldur's Gate 3 in the BG3 folder. First of all, Mod Manager needs .NET, and to install it, we will start by creating a folder where it will reside. So I'm currently in my home directory in the games folder. I'm going to create a new wine prefix folder for the Mod Manager. I'm going to call it just modman and create, and this will be the folder for our wine prefix for Mod Manager. Now we go into the browser and just type .NET Microsoft. Go to downloads. We need the version 8.0, and we need the Windows version, since Wine basically translates Windows to Linux. So we're gonna go to x64, download it, click on it. It will start downloading. So now that we've done that, we are currently in my home directory. We can go either to downloads or just to remain in the home directory. I'm going to go to downloads to simplify paths. So as you can see, there's our downloaded file, Windows desktop, and before we run it, we obviously need to initialize our own folder for Mod Manager via Wine. We're going to do it via Wine prefix, and then this is my home directory, then games. This is the folder where all of the games are, where BG3 and Mod Manager are. Then we're going to choose Mod Manager, and we're going to run Wine config. Inside of that folder, configure Wine for that folder. We're just going to click OK, since Windows 10 is the only thing that we need. Basically just initializes Wine inside of that folder, so it is valid. Now that that folder is valid, we can run okay, I'm gonna make it full screen. We're gonna run inside of the same wine prefix, inside of the same folder, games and Mod Manager, we're gonna run our file that we have just downloaded, which is in the current directory because I'm in downloads. So which is in the current directory. So we're gonna go to home directory, downloads, and then can look for it, Windows desktop runtime. Oh yes, we have to type wine because we're using wine, and then we have to type the directory. So downloads, and then Windows desktop runtime. We're going to click enter. The window is going to pop up. Microsoft Windows desktop runtime. We're going to click install. It's going to install, then we close, and we've pretty much installed .NET. This .NET will be used by Mod Manager, and yeah. So now that we have .NET, we will not need this anymore. So we can go to browser and search Mod Manager, Baldur's Gate 3 Mod Manager GitHub. Go on the GitHub page, in releases, and download the zip file. So I've clicked on it. Basically it just unzipped it. You can use either a command or just click on it and it will unzip the files automatically. Now we are in our downloads folder. So now what we will do is just run the mod manager inside of the wine prefix that we have prepared for it. So again, wine prefix games mod manager wine downloads. Then we're going to use bg3 mod manager and bg3 mod manager x. So this is the path basically to the downloaded bg3 mod manager x. You're going to type enter. We're going to close this folder. Now this is the most important part. This is where the paths are going to be set up. Since our mod manager is installed separately from our Baldur's Gate 3, there will be three different paths that we will have to write or overwrite: game data path, game executable, and overwrite app data path. Now to make this a little bit easier, we will open a text editor. Any text editor would be fit. I'm using code because it has Control F function, which searches for a character and then replaces it, and I'm going to show you why not right now. So let's say so the first thing that we need to insert is game data path. We're going to search for it in our directories. So we go into home, we go into games, and we go into the wine prefix where Baldur's Gate 3 is, because we are setting up the Baldur's Gate 3, right? So we need the data path. So we go into drive C, we go into GOG games, Baldur's Gate 3, and here is the data path. Now click on any folder inside of it, click properties, and as you can see inside of this file manager there's a parent folder. And Control C to copy it. So what will this do? It will copy all of the path over here. All of the whole path over here, it will copy it. Now we can paste this path over here. Now what we will do with this path, first of all we will append $Z and colon. Now this is needed because in the mod manager here we are setting up the path relative to the wine prefix if we are just typing the path, right? So we are in our current wine prefix will be games, then modman, and then the current directory. Now what we need is the absolute path, since we will be working with the Baldur's Gate 3, right? Now we could specify relative path relative to this one, but then to the mod manager installation. But then if we moved mod manager anywhere in the file system, we would have to redefine the path. So now we redefine the path only if we move Baldur's Gate 3 with this new method. Now before we write everything over here, So what Z does, Z tells the mod manager to go and look into the absolute path. So look into the path not of the wine prefix, but of the whole file system currently on Linux. So in our case, it's home, user, then games, blah 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 blah, up to the data path. Now what we have to do with this path, we have to find each such character, each /, and replace it with /, since on Windows this is the right thing to do. Now I'm going to click on replace all, and as you can see, the path has been changed. So each / has been changed with /. We're going to just copy it. So this will be the first path. So we can go and just place over here. Control C, Control V. Game executable path. Again, the same method. We search for it in the files. Go over here, Baldur's Gate 3. Go into the, again, games, home, games, Baldur's Gate 3, drive C, GOG games. Then go into Baldur's Gate 3, then binary. Then we go into bin, where the executable is, and we select the same executable that we selected for the installation. We're going to say properties. Now, as you can see, we're going to click 3 times on this text. Control C, copy. Just paste it over here. Replace it with replace every / with /. So replace all, and then we're going to change this path, because it is the parent path to this file, which has a name of bg3.x. So we will just write bg3.x. So this is the path, the original path to the file, and we're going to just write Z at the front with that path. So basically this, and this will be the path to the executable. Yeah. The only other path is the override updated path. This path is used for Mod Manager to track where mods are installed. So to find mods, this is slightly different location. So I will start from home. So I'm in home now. I go to the games. I go to the Mod Manager, drive C. Excuse me. So I go to the BG3. I go to drive C, GOG game. So I am currently in my home directory. I go to games, BG3, drive C, users, your username, appdata, local, Larian Studios, and then Baldur's Gate 3. Click on any folder in this file. So this is basically users, your username, appdata, local, Larian Studios, Baldur's Gate 3. Click on any folder. Click on properties three times. Press 3 times in a row. Control C. Then we're gonna go into the text editor. Control V. So this will be the path. Change all forward slashes to backslashes. Add Z in front. Copy this path and paste the path in the override updated path. We click enter. It is saved, and now we can close this thing. I would recommend restarting the mod manager. So go over here, go into the terminal and just restart the mod manager. The reason we were installing the mod in the previous part was because now, as we can see, this mod has appeared on the left. So this is a check for ourselves that all of the paths that we have specified before are correct. Right? So as you can see, this is the mod that we have installed inside of Baldur's Gate 3, and it is visible. So the paths that we have specified before in the in that previous window in the settings, you can see it in open preferences. Yes, these paths seem to be correct. This is the way of checking it before. Now here may appear later some messages, and the only message that we will care is that it cannot identify mod inside when we will be inserting it. To check that it works, that this mod manager works, we can go into Nexus, download Baldur's Gate 3. Let's go to mods. Let's go to mods, and just download any mod. Okay, let's go to classes, whatever. Downloads. And then download the mod. We need a slow download. As you can see, it is being downloaded right now. Yeah. Wait a little bit. Open in a folder, and just we can drag this mod inside of the mod manager. From here, we can just drag it over here, and that's it. Successfully imported, as you can see, from blah 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 blah. We can close this mod manager and check in our game. So we start the game. We're going to go into the mod manager installed. As you can see, this is the mod that we have just installed. We can click enable it. So to prove that this mod is working, basically you can just create new game, start new game, and yeah, just wait a little bit for the game to load. And as you can see, we can go into classes, and there is the artificer class. So the method is working, and we successfully installed, and now can manage the mods via mod manager. And in this part, we're going to be installing the script extender. So we just open a browser. Type script extender Baldur's Gate 3 GitHub. Go into the first site, the GitHub page, then go to the release, then download the zip. We were going to open it in the downloads folder. we're gonna unzip it, open the file, and open the folder and copy the file into the Baldur's Gate 3 bin directory. So we go to Games, Baldur's Gate 3, Drive C, GOG Games, Baldur's Gate 3, and bin. We're gonna copy it over here, as you can see, just copied. And now that we've done it, thing is, if you start the game right now with over here, lutris doesn't know that you're using a script extender. And for lutris to know it, you will have to specifically specify it in the system options, in the command prefix part. So wine DLL overrides equals DLL equals MB. That's the name of our file. And then put on desync equals 1. This should be the command. We're going to save it, and we're going to start the game. Now, to see if the script extender is actually installed, we should look at the bottom left side, at the very bottom, and under the game version should be basically a message that the script extender has been installed. Let's see. As you can see, the script extender downloaded built on April 30th. That means the script extender is installed, and we can install any mods from Nexus that depend on it. And yeah, just use it. So I guess that's it for this tutorial. Have a nice day.